Kill me! Please! Go drive now! I'm Miles, and this is the story of the worst day of my life.
Another schism.
Schism picked random psychos, weirdos, and criminals and made them fight each other to the death. So the internet loved it. And then I came into the picture.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Film Optics movie review. And today we're going to be reviewing Guns Akimbo. And joining me on today's review is my partner in crime during this quarantine pandemic and practicing social distancing as best we can because we don't even live in the same state, is Devin. How are you doing today, buddy?
Doing swell. It's nice to see Harry Potter still got some movies coming out.
Yeah. Right, though. This was definitely out of his elements. But yeah, as I said before, we are going to be reviewing Guns Akimbo here today. This movie was very interesting. We'll dive into that here in a little bit. But before we begin today's review, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Music, Anchor, Podbean, YouTube, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. We're in this bitch. Let's go. Let's go. Next stop, Sirius XM, as I said before in our new show. But yeah, so let's start this ball rolling. Devin, did you want to do non-spoilers? You just wanted to talk about the movie altogether, get it all out there in the open?
I mean, non-spoilers. Harry Potter wakes up with guns for hands. That's much all you need to know.
Yeah, a prick and a troll online who wakes up, has guns. His guns are nailed to his hands. But let me read the synopsis here very quickly. A guy relies on his new acquired gladiator skills to save his ex-girlfriend from kidnappers. That's pretty much the long and short of the movie. This was very interesting, to say the least, but I wanted to get your thoughts about it first, Devin.
We just kept saying like this is really something. Like that was interesting. It's definitely out there for sure. A very kind of interesting concept, but kind of like crazy. But also having guns for hands would definitely be
Edgy.
crazy. It does lead to some funny moments. I will say that. Naturally,
Yeah. Yeah, it is very it's something. Like you said, it's something. It gives me that very edgy vibe for this type of movie. Technically, it did come out in 2019, and the director Jason Lee Howden, and he's also the writer. And a few of the stars here, really quick, between Samara Weaving, as we all know and love from Ready or Not, and The Babysitter, is of course our Armand Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe is in this movie, and Reese Darby as well, just to name a few. But it's
apparently this director did visual effects work for the original Avengers movie.
Did he really? Very impressive. Very, very impressive. It's so I guess there's not really much to talk about for non-spoilers. I feel like we pretty much have said it, everything.
I will say it feels like you're in a video game. Like that's the exact feel I got when I was watching it. Kind of had like a Watch Dogs type feel, like not to meme, but
You would mention Watch Dogs.
It really did feel like that. Specifically Watch Dogs 2, because they had like the whole like neo, like
millennial type.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So with Daniel Radcliffe's character, you know, he's
he's a troll hunter. He calls himself.
Yeah, he's definitely a troll hunter. He works in a very progressive / millennial place of business. You know, he'd rather be watching Schism, which is this underground type dual ring situation that's going on between all these criminals.
The thing was he hated Schism, but he like just went on to make fun of the people for watching it.
Yeah,
kind of dumb, but
Right. And really quick, Devin, so I'll just let everybody know we're just gonna talk about spoilers all the way through. If you haven't watched the movie and just want to listen, that's totally fine because I've done that 1,000 times for movies I'll probably never watch. And to be honest, I don't think a lot of people are gonna watch this movie, but we were just trying to find things to review during our self quarantine. We wanted to keep producing content for everyone, keep more of a lighthearted feel for the channel slash podcast here. So, yeah, just spoilers ahead from here on out. Just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, it's this. This movie is just. It's. I mean, there's some things I kind of like about it. Like some performances I did like, but I mean, when it comes to like breaking it down to what it is, it's just. It's kind of like a comic book movie in a way.
It's
I
an
mean,
interesting concept, but it's very basic in all of the plot points that it.
right. This movie plays it very, very safe. It doesn't do anything out of the wild that we haven't seen already. It kind of reminded me of like a Borderlands movie, to be completely honest. Like that was definitely the feels I was getting for this film. What
Yeah,
about
definitely
you?
just video games in general. Like it felt like you're the main character. You wake up with guns for hands, and then you have all these weird missions
Yeah.
of
I
one of
will say
weird
that
side characters that are showing up.
yeah, the hobo. I think
Actually,
he
yeah,
was
I like the hobo.
yeah, the hobo was definitely one of my favorite parts, absolutely. But even with Daniel Radcliffe, he has these guns connected to him and the just everyday life. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I never realized how much I use my hands every day." Well, yeah, they're your freaking hands. But it's sometimes it's funny, he's running around with nothing but his PJs on and these huge like fluffy slippers. He's down on his luck with his girlfriend. Who plays his girlfriend? I actually did not write her name down. Do you know who that was?
Natasha Lou Bordizzo.
And what was her character's name again? I do it.
Nova.
Nova. That was it.
Very
Very
video game character name.
yeah, very much so. I thought she did a pretty good job. I mean, this movie is it's not something that you're gonna get blown away by. It doesn't really have any message. It's just a super edgy esque comic book movie that you kind of find out that's more of a comic book movie towards the end because Nova creates a comic book out of him called Guns Akimbo. I'm like, oh, I guess that works. But what did you think of Daniel Radcliffe's performance?
Thought he was pretty solid. There's definitely some funny moments that I found throughout, and he did a pretty good job of portraying that. I mean, I still don't really see him as an action type guy, which is a good part of this movie, but did he did good enough.
Yeah, yeah. I would definitely agree there. It's but like I guess what didn't work for the film for you, or like did you have like a moment where it's just like super cringe worthy you just kind of wanted to turn it off
There
because
there were
there was a
quite a few cringeworthy lines throughout the movie. Like I can't even remember them because I just immediately wanted them out of my mind because it was pretty hard to watch at some points.
yeah
Also,
it was
just the how predictable it was also kind of
oh,
annoying.
absolutely. Super, super predictable movie. I mean, between this and what our within our previous review that we did with Spencer Confidential, it's like, oh, excuse me. Both of these movies are like definitely bottom tier. I would say I kind I don't even know which movie I liked more because they were both so bad.
I'm pretty confident in saying I liked Guns Akimbo more. It was a more original concept that it was a more naturally funny concept. I think the funnier parts worked way better than Spencer Confidential's comedy tried.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for Post Malone's in this movie, whatever, whatever, and you got to go watch it. Like, who cares? But everyone's trying to figure out, oh, what's the Harry Potter kids? Where are they now? And with them being so young, child actors in the early 2000s, their entire career is based off of those films because Harry Potter is so popular. And I can understand how annoying it can be, because you want to be known for everything that you're in instead of just like Robert Downey Jr. or even Chris Evans. He went on to do um, Knives Out and what have you, and he's supposed to be in another interesting film or TV show coming up. But I don't want to just know Scarlett Johansson as the girl who played Black Widow. I don't want to just know. I didn't really want to know, or I don't want to know Amelia Clark or Kit Harrington or Richard Madden or Sophie Turner as all the people from Game of Thrones. Like I want, or Maisie Williams. I want them to flourish. If they decide to continue acting, as they have, I would like them to go into, different projects, whether they be good or bad. It's, this is not bad to get your feet, wet a little bit there and see what else works for you. I mean, Amelia Clark has been in like a few other things. Like Me Before You is very good. It's more of it's a British film. And she was in the Terminator not Dark Fate, Genesis. I didn't really watch it. She was in Star Wars, so it's like she's branching out there a little bit, but she also said she wants to do indie films. So we'll just have to see. But any nice little Easter eggs or references that you kind of noticed throughout this movie at all? Whatever they could be, they don't have to be like video game related or like what made you chuckle? I want to know what made you laugh.
I think the thing that made me laugh the most was also my favorite moment. Is just when he had to try to pee. That really got me. Like, it's just such a basic concept, but it's so funny. Imagine having to pee, but you have guns for hands. Like, that is terrifying.
What did he say? He's like, just don't shoot yourself in the dick. That's all he said.
And then there was like a weird, like, fake member that was like, I don't even know what that was. It was weird.
I don't know, dude. There's some really weird parts. What did you think of Samara Weaving's performance?
Thought she was pretty good. I don't know why they messed up her eyebrows so badly.
I know she looked
She looked like a
weird, right?
different person. But she had
She
that
definitely.
classic horror scream from Ready or Not that we know and love.
Oh, all no love, yeah. Love that scream. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I would definitely have to say I think the funniest part for me is when Daniel Radcliffe he's hiding from, the cops, whatever. He goes to his work of all places, and then his like dick of a boss just like he just friggin' had it. Like he's like enough. It was he pulls out his guns. He's like, oh my god. He's like, just don't be a dick, okay? And then someone else like kills him. I was like, holy crap! Did not expect that, but I thought that was pretty funny. He just like snaps at his boss. It kind of kind of reminded me of Jacob Tremblay's performance in Good Boys when when they go to the frat house
Yeah.
and all hell breaks loose. He's like, do not test me. Oh man, that was great. But yeah,
There were a
Red.
lot of, like, action movie references that they put in there, like, on posters and stuff. I thought the
Oh yeah,
action was, like, it was okay, like, it just
yeah. I was
wasn't
gonna ask you about
memorable.
that.
Wasn't really memorable, like, some of the gun stuff was kinda cool, but
Hmm. And
just
then he just,
average.
yeah, hey, I mean, having guns for hands. I guess it just looked. I was like, oh, that just looks like it hurts. Like you
Yeah.
would think you would get some kind of infection from that. You know what I mean? But I mean, especially everything that he went through. But he ends up getting back together with his kind of sort of ex slash girlfriend. They were having,
Yeah, that was
problems.
another weird part, they never really established her, she kinda just showed up over and over again.
It's just like, oh, it's his hot ex girlfriend, and that's about it. I did kind of like, how he said, oh, this isn't like a romance that, the nerdy guy gets like, the super hot girl, blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right, like, at least I'm appreciative that you put that out there.
I really didn't like all the fake outs they tried. Like, that was definitely my least favorite parts, especially the fake shoot him, he has a vest on. Like, come on. We're doing this again? How many
Again,
movies have done that?
right? Too many, man. I mean, even in like the fantasy realm when Frodo gets stabbed with like this blade, but he has it's called mithril, but it's just like a special chain armor that he's wearing underneath all his clothing that you kind of forget about, but it's essentially the same concept there. But
Then even at
yeah,
the end, they did a fake out with him like getting the girl romantically, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, it was I was faking you out." Then it's just like you referencing it doesn't make it funny. It's just not good at the end.
yeah, yeah, the ending definitely fell flat for most people, so it
And then it kind of just
at least
it
for
kind
me.
of just ends. Like nothing really happens.
Kind of glad it kind of just ends because I was done.
Yeah, hour and
I
a
was,
half, and it was a pretty long hour and a half.
yeah, yes, it was. Yes, it was. But would you watch this film again if you had the
No,
chance? Ooh,
no.
I would have to agree with you there, man. I'm not for this whatsoever.
I mean, I
Just
was entertained for probably 75% of it. There were some parts where I was just like, okay, but I was more entertained than Spencer Confidential.
oh, absolutely. Like if this movie came on cable, and whatever, it's just on and I have nothing else to do, yeah, I'll watch it. But I would never go out of my way to
It
watch a
did
movie
better
like
with the
this.
R rating too. I think it did good use of some bloody action.
Always got to get some good action in those nice films there. Absolutely. But so you want to get into the final score?
Yeah.
All right. So out of 100, I think, and I believe the Rotten Tomato score has it around like a 48. So I'm gonna give it a 48 because that's
Okay.
I feel it's very middle of the road. It's not the worst. It was dumb fun while it lasted, and it was entertaining at least. And if I'm entertained by it, that's fine. We were not expecting this movie to be some deep meaning or have these crazy twists or what have you, or like these amazing performances. We were trying to figure out something that was interesting to review, and Guns Akimbo is definitely something interesting to review. So why not? What about you?
So I gave Spencer Confidential a 40, so I'll give this a 50. Just a nice little
Ooh,
bump.
okay, okay. Yeah, Spencer Confidential was rough, dude. Oh my gosh, it was just. I didn't think that movie was ever gonna end.
Yeah.
At least the Guns Akimbo, I'm like, it's only an hour 30, only an hour 30, only an hour 30. Just sitting there, just. Ugh. Did you watch it? Well, like, did your dad watch it with you?
Hell, some of it just kind of in and out.
R.I.P. to that man. My condolences, Mister Agnello. My condolences to Devin's dad because he is doesn't really see eye to eye when it comes to our movie taste in his. So hey, it is what it is. But I believe that pretty much does it for this review of Guns Akimbo. Again, you can listen to us and all of our other reviews and news topics at Film Optics. Optics is spelled OPTIX, and you can listen to all of our amazing content on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, Anchor, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Google Music as well. Next stop, as I said before, is Sirius XM. We're gonna try for it.
Yeah,
I
might
mean,
as well.
I don't know how to get on there because I've looked it up, and I've seen like the Joe Rogan Experience podcast is on there, but I think they take the top podcasts that people are listening to. So there's only one thing we got to do. We got to become the next top podcast.
Almost there.
Almost there. Woo! Hey man, we got to cover as much ground as we possibly can. So with that said, we will be check out our news review that we actually just recorded. This is coming out on a Sunday, and we release the news shows or stories, whatever you want to call them, this on Friday, and I believe we will be reviewing Superman Red Sun and Big Time Adolescence. I believe Big Time Adolescence is on Hulu, and we'll find a way to watch Superman Red Sun. uh, Depending on how much it costs, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I believe that does it for today, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.